concept. We need to learn something called as Warshall's algorithm. Okay, what is this Warshall? Again, the name of the person is not needed for you. Okay, the name is needed for you. Who is that person? What he did do? All those things is not required. Okay, our job is to make sure that you people are getting to know. Okay, you people are getting to know what is the most important part, the class aspect of it. Okay, or the working aspect of it. So that is what we are going to see today. Okay, what is the program we are going to look for? We are going to look for a program called as Warshall's algorithm. Okay, Warshall's algorithm. What does it do? First of all, we are trying to figure out what is known as transitive closure. Okay, we are going to learn about transitive closure. What is the meaning of transitive closure? In very simple terms, transitive rule you must be knowing. What is transitive rule? If A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then you can very clearly say that A is nothing but equal to C. Okay, very simple. So if A is equal to 1 and 1 is equal to C, you can easily say A is equal to C. This 1 being your B. Check this. Okay, it is what I'm talking about. This is called as transitive closure. So in this algorithm, what you're trying to do, or in this aspect, where do you think the transitive closure will be coming into the picture? Transitive closure will be coming into the picture in the aspect of figuring out a path. How? You must be knowing, but if you take a node or a graph like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, there are two ways that there may be a path between these two. What are the two ways, or else I'll take it here? Okay, think that there is a route between A and B. What are the ways that there can be a route between A and B? One, you can have a direct path like this. Two, you can have an indirect path like this. Okay, see, you can have an indirect path like this. Or what is indirect path? Instead of this, you will be having some other node that is going to come here. What is that? Instead of this, you can have a thing like this. Okay, then you may have something like this also. What is the meaning of this? You have things like this. Okay, these things you got to keep in mind.
In mobile.
What are the things that you see here? One, you either have a direct path from A to B. Second thing is you have an indirect path. What is indirect path? You have right from A to C and then from C to B, or from A to D, or from D to B. Okay, this is known as your indirect path. This is your direct path, which is nothing but directly from A to B. Okay, so there are two ways that you can think of when it comes to path. Like this, we need to figure out the most important part, which is with regard to which one is the shortest path in this. Okay, which is the shortest path in this. Now, what is the example I'll take? I'll take one example and I'll tell you how things will be working out with regard to Warshall's algorithm or transitive closure. That's what we call it, right? So we'll take a very simple example only. We'll not take a very big one, but that itself will be taking a long time for us to get to know what it is. Okay, so let me take one example. I'll take A, B, C, D, or else 1, 2, 3 only is fine. Yes, or else A, B, C, D only is fine. Okay, because I took the same example for your Floyd, so it will be nice that you will be able to see the same thing. Okay, so what is the first thing? This is my graph. A to B, B to say D. Okay, not like this. You have to write it neatly. Okay, don't write like in a way I'm writing it. So this is what it is. Now, what is the thing that you can think of here? You are supposed to make sure that first thing is you need to write what is known as the adjacency matrix for this. Everyone knows how to write an adjacency matrix for this. There are four nodes. You write an adjacency matrix based on whether it is connected or not, right? So I can easily write an adjacency matrix for this. Okay, so you see what is the purpose here? The purpose is very simple. You need to figure out the transitive closure of paths, which basically means, is there a path from A to B? Yes, directly we have no problem. Is there a path from A to C? Now, what is the problem here? We don't have a path from A to C directly. Do we have a path from A to C indirectly or via some other node? Yes. If that is yes, that is what our output is. Check here. A to B, there is a path. A to C, there is no path. But A to B, B to C, there is a path. Because of which what we say, there is a path from A to C. If there is a path, what we write? 1, 1. If there is no path, what we write? 0. Okay. So, and is there a path from A to D? Is there a path from A to D? No, there is no direct path here. But there is an indirect path. A to B, B to C, C to D. So there is also a path here. This is what our output is, or this is what our intention is. We are going to figure out even the indirect paths also, not just. So what will be the input? Input will be just direct paths, whether there is a path or not. Output would be all the possible path that you can come across. See, when it comes to A to D, A to B you go, B to C you go, then C to D you go. So there is a path from A to D. Okay, this is what you think of. This is what you learn. Okay, this is the most important part. And what's the next thing? Next thing is from B to C. Is there a path? Yes. From or before that, B to A. Is there a path from B to A? Yes, there is a path. See, B to C, C to A. So B to A, there's a path. B to C, yes. Okay. When B to D, is there a path? Check. There is a path like this. Okay, I'm talking about indirect. All possible indirect path will be your potential output. Okay, but to do this, just by looking at it, we can easily figure out. What if you have more nodes? A lot of nodes. Okay, there are so many nodes that you can't figure out this. For this, what needs to be done? For that, we have a formula. Okay, it's not a lab program. The Warshal's algorithm is not a lab program, but of course, the next one, the continuation of it, which is called Floyd's program, is a lab program. I think yesterday the B2 people have seen. Today, B1 people will be seeing it. Okay, so that's a Warshal's algorithm. It's not a lab program, but it's a program that will be given for you. Not program, it's an algorithm that will be given for you to sort of trace it each and every step. Okay, so let me go back to figure out what we are trying to do. Okay, now you got to know what and all things that are there here. Okay, so I told you very clearly that our input is nothing but my adjacency matrix only. Okay, so can I write an adjacency matrix for this graph? Yes, I can easily write it. How do you think the adjacency matrix would be? Very simple. Wherever there is a direct path, I'm going to write 1. Wherever there is no indirect path, I'm directly going to write 0. That's all. Okay, if it is connected, 1. If it is not connected, 0. Simple. Okay, so I'm going to write that A, B, C, D. Then again you got A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D, everything you got here. Okay, next thing. If there is a direct path, A to A, there is no direct path. See, only put the values with regard to direct path. Okay, so what do you think will be A to A 0, A to B is 1. Say check, it's connected. A to C connected? No, 0. A to D connected? No, 0. Okay, like this. I'm going to write my adjacency matrix like this: 0, 0, 0, and 1. B to D connected. Check. Okay, where it's connected to B to D? I don't think so. It's B to D connected. Okay, so this will also be 0 only. 1 second, I'll just change. Okay, so this will again be equal to 0. Now again, what is the next thing? C to A. Check with regard to C to A. C to A is connected.
So B to C is 1.
Yeah, sorry. So again, small mistakes have to be careful. Okay. Now C to A, you check C to A. Is it connected? Yes, it is connected. So C to A is connected. See, first of all, figure out 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 edges that you have. Okay. So there are 4 places where it has to be 1. Once we write it, we are going to cross check it. Okay. So 4 places where you have to be having 1. Okay. So let me figure out what are those things. Okay. From D, there is no path that is going. I can easily say this. So let me go back and now check it. Okay. A to B, is it connected? Yes. B to C, where is B? B to C is connected? Yes. Okay. Then C to A, is it connected? Yes. 1. Then C to D, is it connected? Yes. 1. This is my adjacency matrix. Okay. This is what my first initial thing would be. Now the job is to make sure that we figure out the indirect paths also. How you are going to do it? Again, the same old procedure. Same procedure of what people learned with regard to Floyd. So can I do that now? Yes, I'll be doing that very simply. Okay, so let me sort of work with regard to this. Okay, or else let me copy this entire thing towards this side once again. Okay, say I'm going to go towards the right hand side of it. Okay, so that I'll get a very big screen. So I'm going to just copy it again in form of a matrix like this. Okay, how do you think would be? It will be 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 0, then 1 0 0 1 0 0 0 0. Okay, so this is what we got with regard to the matrix aspect of it. Okay, can I write in form of a matrix like this? Yes, neatly you can write. Okay, don't write like me, you write it neatly. Okay, first step, what is the first step? The first step, or the step one, is to figure out you are going to take the first row and the first column. So it sounds similar to those B2 people who did yesterday. Yes, it's similar to that only. Okay, so we are going to take, what is it, first row and first column we are going to choose. Okay, so we are going to choose that first row and first column. How do you think it will be? This one, it will be like this. You are going to get it like this. Okay, for all those people who don't know what is this, you can easily write A, B, C, D like this, so that it will not be a problem to you. Okay, now what is the next thing? We need to apply a formula. What formula? Very simple formula. The formula is very simple. See, I told you very clearly what is transitive closure. The transitive closure basically works like this. If A comma B, there's a connection. B comma C, there's a connection. You directly say there's a connection between A comma C. That's all. Okay. You have like this, then directly you say conclude this. Okay. I go from say SVC to Vidyanagar cross, then Vidyanagar cross to say Hebbal. Can I directly say that I am going from SVC to say Hebbal? Yes. Same thing here also. So that is what I'm going to do here, step by step. Why step by step? Because I'm very clearly see step one I have chosen first row, first column. Nothing else I have chosen. So with regard to first row, first column only, I'm going to figure out what is this, edges that are going to get. Okay. Along with that, I'm going to get a new thing also, new adjacency matrix also. Okay. So what do I do it? Along with this, I'm going to write my new matrix also. So how do you think that will be? I'm going to write it very clearly towards the values towards, down like this. So I told you very clearly, first row and first column is selected. So none of those values will be changed. So it will be remaining same only 0, 0, 1, 0. Then again here 1, 0, 0. These things will not change. First row and first column will not be changed. Okay, so let me now go back and figure out these values of it, A, B, C, D, and again A, B, C, D. Okay, now see first row, first column, I have not changed that only I have selected, I have written that directly right here. Now I need to figure out the next part, how it's been done. Very simple. Okay, first thing, so understand, I need to take values only from first row, first column, nothing else. Yes, nothing else. Okay, so what is the thing I see? First thing what I'm going to write. Okay, that you please understand. Okay, how I'm going to write the next part. First, check into this. C comma A is equal to 1, correct? C comma A is equal to 1. Can I have anything right from A starting? Yes. A comma B is equal to 1. Therefore, C comma B is equal to 1. Correct? See, C comma A is equal to 1 and A comma B is equal to 1. So can I write C comma B is equal to 1? Yes. I'll not believe this. Let me go back to my diagram and check whether that is possible. Is there a path directly from C to B? Not directly, indirectly. C to B is equal to 1. Is there a path like this? C to B. Check. From C, I can go to B. How? C to A to B. That only I have written very clearly here. C to A is 1, A to B is 1. So therefore, I'll write C to B is equal to 1. Okay, done. Very clearly done. So is there any other ones that you have here? No. Is there any other things that you can think of here? No. There's only one here. So you can get only one from it. You got it. Okay, all other things are 0 only, so it will not do any change to our solution. Okay, so what is it? C to B is equal to 1. Now, can I go back to write C to B? Where is C to B is 1. All other things 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. No change. Okay, so the first step is over. First step is very much over. Now the next step. Okay, see, I'm getting fluids also. Okay, I'm just going to take it out. Okay, I'm using the same screen. Okay, fine. So next, let me look into this aspect now. Now I told you very clearly, step 1 is over. Now I need to go and do it for step 2. What is step 2? Second row, second column. How I'm going to figure out? Like this. 1 and of course this one. I'm going to choose these two. If I am choosing that, in the next subsequent one, in the next subsequent matrix, those values will remain the same. So 1, 0, 1, 0, and the second one, right? So 0, then 0, 0. They will not change. They'll remain the same. So A, B, C, D. Again, A, B, C, D. They will not change. Okay. Now for this, I need to figure out now. So let me now sort of do that. Okay. Can I write very clearly like this? A comma B is equal to 1. Check. See, nothing you don't have to sort of break your head. It's nothing but taking the values from here. Wherever 1 is there, I'm going to take those values. Nothing else. A comma B is equal to 1. Yes, yes. Then from B you check. Is there anything from B? No. Which is having 1. Is there anything from B which is having 1? No. Okay. Next you go. What is the next thing you see? C comma B, okay, is equal to 1. So next thing, see, this is not working for me. Next you check C comma B is equal to 1. Then is there anything starting from B? You check from B. See, the problem with B is all the, the values that you see here is all 0. Okay, is all fully 0 here. So nothing is possible here. Okay, nothing is possible here. Let me cross check with regard to B here in the diagram. Okay, so let me go to my diagram right here. See, from B to C I have 1. Okay, B to C I have. Why did I miss that? Okay, see, this is what, careful. Second, sorry. That's why I'm not getting anything here. Okay. So you can see very clearly, see, I've missed that. Okay, so let me cross check and again 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0. Okay, then I had written this one correctly. Yes. Then all other things you have to be careful. See, here also it's a problem. How to write the same thing again. Okay, now let me go back and sort of figure out this. Yeah, the screen is visible. Yeah, now let me go and check with regard to this. Okay, see this again, be careful with the way I'm writing it. Okay, see, first and foremost I told you that I am going to write A comma B is equal to 1, and I need to check for the other one which is starting from B. Yes, I can easily write B comma C is equal to 1. Therefore I can easily write A comma, see this, A comma C is equal to 1. Okay, this is the first thing that you got. Next, is that the only thing? No, there may be one more thing. Let's check. Okay, so there's, where is the other one you have? The other one is basically here, C comma B. Okay, C comma B is equal to 1. Okay, then B comma, see this, B comma C is equal to 1. So can I write C comma C is equal to 1? Okay, very clearly I can write C comma C is equal to 1. So is there any other part? See how many ones you had? 1, 2. Have I taken all the 1, 2? Yes. Okay. All other things will not be changing anything. Okay. So you got two things here, AC, CC. Okay. So now let me go back to my, the other matrix that I'm supposed to get and write that value. A comma C is equal to 1. See, A comma C is equal to 1. C comma C is equal to 1. C comma C is equal to 1. All other things will remain the same. So what is that? Be careful. Okay. See, last time I did made a mistake in this. Okay. Got to be careful when you're copying the same values. Okay. So do it slowly. 0. Then this is again, it is 0. Then here you come, it is 1. Then it is 1. Anyway, it has changed. Now this is 1 again. And all this one has not changed. So 0, 0, 0. Okay. So this is also over now. Now I need to go figure out the values with regard to third row and third column. Okay, third row and third column only I'm going to figure out. So let me do that. Okay. So if I take third row, this is a third row, lot of ones are there, very important column then. Okay, very important row here. Third row, third column. If I do that, what are the things that I'm going to get? Okay, so let me write that entire thing again without changing it. Okay, so what are the values that you have? You got your A, B, C, D. Again, you got your A, B, C, D. What is the values that you have here? Third row, third column, 1, 0, 1, 0. Then again here it is 1, 1, 1. I'm not changing it. All other things only I need to figure out now. Okay, so in this, let me figure out all the values that are possible. I think you get a lot of values here. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, one by one we'll figure out each and everything. Okay, so let me write C comma A is equal to 1. Look into this. See, only with regard to third row, third column only I have to do, no, nothing else. C
Excuse
comma
me,
A
sir.
is equal to 1. Yes.
So from B to C, it's 1, sir. I have written 0.
B to C.
Yes,
Last
sir.
time what did we get in? Yeah, B to C. Okay, sorry. It's a problem. Okay, having the screen that keeps on changing. Any other changes? It remain the same. Okay, so C to A is equal to 1. You can very clearly see that C to A is equal to 1. Okay, then now I need to figure out any node that is starting from A. So you can see very clearly all the nodes that are starting with A with regard to third column. What is it? A comma C is equal to 1. Therefore, I can easily say C comma C is already equal to 1. See, already it is 1. We are not going to get much about it. So, okay, so let me go to the next part. Okay, C comma B is equal to 1. Then let's go for the next one. Okay, what will be the next one? B comma, start from the values with regard to B. B comma C is equal to 1. So you're getting the same thing again. C comma C is equal to 1. Then again, C comma C is equal to 1. That will not change anything. C comma D is equal to 1. Okay, so not much is getting changed here. C comma D, if you do also equal to 1, then D, you have nothing here. Okay, D, you have nothing, you are going to get like this. Okay, so these are the two things which you already know, you are going to get the same value. Okay, like this, you need to figure out for each and every value of it. Okay, you need to figure out for each and every value of it. You have to do the same thing even for the fourth row, fourth column. Okay, fourth row and fourth column. See, at the end, what is the solution you're supposed to get? When you go and check with your original graph like this is our original graph. Okay, you are supposed to get, what is this? Yeah. See, you are supposed to get, let's go back and check this. Okay, A, B, C, D. And again, you go and write A, B, C, D. What is the thing that you are going to get at the last? You need to get a place where it is connected. Everywhere it is connected. See, you need to figure out A to A. Is it connected? It should be indirect, graph also. Is it connected? A to B, B to C, C to A. It is connected. It will be connected. So this will be your output. Not output, the solution you're supposed to get. Okay. A to B directly connected. So 1. A to C. You can check very clearly. Okay. A to C. It is indirectly connected. So 1. A to D. Again indirectly connected. 1. Like this. What is the value you're going to get? You're going to get the values for almost everything that is connected. Okay. D to A, is it connected? Check for with regard to D. Start with regard to, why I'm talking D. because from D, no connections is there. So only with D, okay, only with D, you are only going to get all zeros. From D, is there anything that is going? No. What is going to happen? D to A, 0. D to B, 0. D to C, very much 0. D to D, not at all possible, 0. What about the other things? You can see from B to A, is it possible? B to A, yes, possible. So 1. B to B, is it possible? Of course, it's possible. B to C, directly path is there. B to D, possible. Then from C, C to D, direct path is there. C to A, direct path is there. C to B, you check. C to B, yes. C to C, yes. This is the original solution you're supposed to get. Okay, they're supposed to get this one as the output. What is this? The problem is, and what is the formula? Formula is very simple. If you want to put this in form of a formula, very simple general formula, how do you think it will be? Instead of taking A, B, C and all, can I take I and J? Okay, general formula I and J. What's the next thing? If there is a I and J, okay, when do you think it will be equal to 1? When there is a direct path. If there is a direct path between I and J, you write 1. Or if there is a path between I and K equal to 1, K comma J equal to 1, then you say I comma J is equal to 1. Okay, see the difference. Either you have a direct path like this, or you have an indirect path through this. Both will be equal to 1, 1. Now, what is the difference between this and the next thing what you're going to, especially for those people are people who have studied yesterday, okay? What's the difference between Floyd's and Warshalls? People will ask you, because Warshall being your non-lab program and Floyd's, okay, being your lab program, what is the difference? Here, you're going to check only if it is that is connected or not, connected path is there or not. Here, you're going to check if there is a minimum path between this. Again, the logic will remain the same. People who saw in the B2 lab yesterday, they would have seen this. Same old logic only I'm using. Here it is only whether it is connected or not. Here we think of what is the minimum path. So there will be a cost that is going to come here. What is the minimum cost? Okay. So what is the thing that you figure out? Here you figure out the minimum cost or minimum path. Here you check out only the transitive path or connected path. Okay. Warshall's algorithm, Floyd's algorithm. You get this problem in exam, 8 to 10 marks, very easily it will come. You get this in exam, 8 to 10 marks, very easily it will come. What do you think all know these two comes in? They too come in a very important thing called all pace, okay, connected, all pace connected graphs. See, what is the meaning of all pace? You're checking whether from A to A connected, B to B connected, A to C connected. And if you write one more word, all pace shortest connected graph, then that will become your Floyd's. Because you're talking about, is there a minimum cost here or a minimum path here? That will be coming through. So there is a one word extra word that will become your Floyd's. Okay, very, very simple thing.